Hello, I'm Brad Holbrook, and this is New York Living. This morning we're going to take you on a magical mystery tour of the most revered places in local rock and roll history. Profits from the tour benefit the T.J. Martell Foundation for Leukemia Research. New York One's Sharon Diesenhaus is our guide.
So you have to use your own imagination and say, oh my God, the Janis Joplin I loved so much, who was so wonderful and tragic and so great an artist, and she really stood here. And you say, take my word for it, she did. I mean,
if you're a fan of rock and roll, then you must know that the streets of New York City are humming with musical history.
New York is where many of the greatest songs of the 20th century have been written. New York is really the music capital of the world in a lot of ways.
It seems everywhere you turn, the songs of yesteryear echo almost invisibly through the streets. An album cover was shot here. A famous musician lived there. Sex Pistol Sid Vicious accidentally killed his girlfriend Nancy Spungen at this hotel in Chelsea, and the story was later made into a movie called Sid and Nancy.
Lou Reed wrote Walk on the Wild Side about the cast of characters who inhabited Max's Kansas City, which is now a fruit stand grocer, which is on the tour, and was in its time the center of the artistic and creative universe in New York.
Meet Danny Fields, band manager, rock and roll insider, journalist, and now, October 16th through 18th, tour guide on the Tanqueray Rock and Roll Trivia Tour of New York. 64 spots in the city that make up rock and roll holy ground.
A lot of places, now speaking of the Chelsea and CBGBs, these are places that exist. A lot of the places we're taking people to no longer even exist. You just have to picture that here was the Peppermint Lounge, where it's the back of the Macklowe Hotel now. So you just have to try and recall some of the magic that happened in this location.
Wouldn't you like to know where Jimi Hendrix retreated when life became too overwhelming? Or that Elvis Presley recorded his legendary hits Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel in a building that is now the Baruch College of Business Administration? Or that the Material Girl, before she was the multi-million-dollar Material Girl, lived in this industrial building in a rehearsal studio.
She knew some musicians when she first came to New York, or met some, and while trying to get her first album deal, lived there, slept on a couch in a building across the street from the Port Authority bus terminal. You know, New York is one of the ugliest places in town.
Tickets for the tour may be purchased through Ticketmaster. In Manhattan, Sharon Diesenhaus, New York 1.